And day 3 is starting again very early. I'm impressed by the guys. Starting work at 7:30. Oh, for a mechanic you have to be born as a mechanic, right? Still waiting for some parts, and yeah, but now it's time to assemble everything back together. Today we will also hear from the specialist with the differential. What should we do? And first we start with something minor, servicing the air conditioning, filling it again, disinfecting it. Because this is also something which has to be done. Something else which is pretty funny to service. You have to service the sunroof. I didn't even realize that. Of course, there has to be some grease in it. And then you also have to service the rear spoiler. If you Google rear spoiler Panamera problems, many people have problems, and I suspect because they never properly grease the springs. Because they slide over a plastic and there has to be some proper greasing so there isn't any damage to the electric motors. So this is something new I haven't seen. We're doing the brake fluid service, and he says that they are doing it every time when they're doing such a service. They are painting the calipers also new in the original color, which is a really nice thing. Protects against the rust, and if there's a rust here, there's an indicator which warns me if the brake pad is worn. This works better when there's no rust. It's so cool, because when this is rusting here inside, this looks really, really bad. So this is nice. And even better, guys, look at this high-tech solution. They are painting the nuts as well, because they are rusting all the time. And this has never been done before. That's of course an endless circle, because now I have to redo my wheels as well, so that they look great. No scratches, no everything. Because this is the best wheel I have, I think. There you see it. There's already a bit of paint coming off, or clear coat coming off. I think they were redone at some point under the previous owner. But that is totally fine. When a wheel does not look perfect, when you have little scratches like these and these and these, then you're not that angry when you do a mistake, right? Thankfully, I only did a little mistake so far. A very minor scratch on the wheel. That's a true test of any auto mechanic, like a pro. It's roughly a year ago, like 15,000 kilometers I last changed the oil. But yeah, compared to older times, I don't have to refill it every 5,000 kilometers with 1 liter of oil. Now it lasted a lot longer. That was really cool. When I did back in the day, the problem with the oil consumption, where I did the videos, the YouTube shorts talking about it, many, especially from the US, gave me the hint that I should change the air oil separator. And that really made a big difference from 1 liter per 5,000 kilometers to 1 liter to now 10,000 kilometers. So that halved my oil consumption. So thank you very much for these comments. That really helped me a lot. Also, by the way, of course, I'm doing this all here professionally in the Porsche Center, because I feel that's the best thing to do it, and I'm not really that handy. But there are many, many people online, especially one in the US, who did all the service work for the Panamera X by himself. So there you can see it online and do it yourself if you want. Brakes, major service, air filter, everything is online. That looks very good. Perfect, perfect. But still, it's always where the pulse is getting up. Oh, are there metal flakes? Oh, are there metal flakes? Oh, are there metal flakes? Pass auf, du hast gleich in den Haaren. That is some nasty, nasty stuff. Also pretty cool to see inside the engine here. Oil filter, the internals looking all very good. This will look great. And now we're going cleaning. Look at this amazing workshop, guys. Also really cool GT2 here. Right next to me, a 959 with a missing engine. It is massive. Carrera GT disassembled there in the rear. One of the coolest cars is actually this here. Reichspolizei Dutch Highway Police 911 Targa. I actually drove one in 2023. That was really cool. You can see the video on my German YouTube channel where we went to Porsche NL in Leuston, where we're going tomorrow. The story behind these police targas is so amazing and funny as well. Even Jeremy Clarkson doing Top Gear Grand Tour made fun of them because of course they need an air-cooled engine in the back to go high speed for a long time in reverse so the engine does not overheat. This is of course why you need a Porsche 911 as a police car. Makes sense, right? Hello, hello. So we will change the V-belt because you can see here a little bit of cracking. And then we're also checking the rollers and we will change this here, right? This is actually pretty cool that even on such a modern car you can simply pull out the belt like this. With the V6 it's even simpler because it ends here, so there's plenty of space to work on. And with that, my oil pan is again fixed to the car and the seal is tight. So no more oil leaks hopefully for the next couple of years. There it is. That's very oily.
Klammer vom Schlauch, richtig drauf.
Carefully working himself to pulling the seal out and not damaging anything in the process. So this is something you will take your time for sure. That sound. So this also turns, right? Yeah. Okay, but that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one most likely made no noise. What's also funny, yesterday we talked over what we are doing, the pricing list, and then there was 6 liters of transmission oil. And yes, that's not a mistake. This transmission will take 6 liters, which is really, really a lot. So double the manpower for changing all the spark plugs. And what's really, really cool, we will also look inside the cylinders and check how they are doing. Panamera high-tech, 4.8 grams a screw. And for the engine brake, it's 24 grams. That's lightweight construction. Number 1. Okay, guys, you can literally feel the tension of every mechanic and myself pulling the plugs. How does it look? Does it look good? Perfect. That is a relief. And now we grab the camera and look inside the cylinders. As you know, bore scoring or score boring, I don't know how the way around it's spelled, and that is always an issue with these kind of engines. But from the spark plugs, I think there's nothing to worry about.
Okay, crankcase.
Wow.
If he goes up or down.
So Nick is now turning the crankshaft that we see deeper inside the cylinder. And I try not to stand in the way. That is so cool to see. We have some very good news. It's only the bearing in the differential. Awesome.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Amazing.
Repaired.
That's really, really cool, guys. So in the end, it was just a little bearing in front of the differential.
Yeah.
That's really just the weak point of these things. So it's actually not too bad repairing these. So like in total, 2,000 maybe, like something like this, yeah. 2,000 euros to repair the differential. Yeah, for a 15-year-old car, I think it's fine. It's fine.
Almost more cheaper than new, huh?
This is how I do the calculations. No, this is really how I do it. It's like I see the cost of leasing a new one, like per kilometers, and then I'm far below that. Far below that.
Yeah, that's great, eh? And it's also the best solution. So.
Yes.
Also the same in this cylinder, so already a little line. So Nick, overall assessment, what do you think?
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Nothing to worry about.
100,000 kilometers still possible?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. He says yes. So I will just do my oil changes a bit more regularly, once a year, every 10,000 kilometers, because the left cylinder bank shows a bit more of streaks in the cylinders than this one. But he said, yeah, it's only minor things, not really something to worry about. But of course, I want to drive the car really, really long. And replacing the engine is possible with the Panameras. There are many used engines around, but you never know how good they are. So I just do my oil changes regularly. And maybe when we do the spark plugs again, I also have the cylinders checked again. So we see how bad it's gotten over time. I think we will have lots of fun with this car when it's back together. So the torque stopper, or what's it called, That is the old one?
Yeah. That's
Whoa. So that actually makes a big difference. So this also like blocks the engine from vibrating, keeps it in place.
right.
And on the underside, there's also one which we will also replace. So these are the legendary Porsche headlamps, which in the first Cayenne were very, very easy to steal. But he actually needs to disassemble this because we want to change the air filter. And for this, we have to disassemble the whole front bumper. So let's go quickly through the pictures of the cylinders. I think that is great that I can keep these pictures. So I can easily compare it to all the other pictures we will take. And here you see that, right? First streak, second streak. 200,000 kilometers. You make sure to comment below if you're a mechanic. What is your take on it? They say it's quite well. I also think so. This is one of the worst cylinders here. This is one of the this is very much the worst thing we have. And this is also, call it bore scoring. At some point this will be very, very bad. But yeah, at 200,000 kilometers I think it's fine. There are engines online which have way, way less kilometers or mileage, which already got like to the end state. That is a really cool, reassuring feeling, seeing all of that, knowing what's wrong. Just have to look out for it, change the oil regularly. And so I can enjoy the manual Panamera for a long, long time, I think. Oh boy, it's a blind Panamera. Such a funny construction. I've never seen that in any other cars. It's just this little metal bracket holding the headlamp in place, and then you just take it out. That is amazing. Yeah, at least a bit, right? One of the many, many scars. Wow, there's barely anything left of that screw.
Deze is in de los, ja.
That is a lot of water.
Los.
Die hinteren 4 Schrauben von dem Luftfilterkasten waren gar nicht fest.
Oh, the air filter wasn't installed properly. No. That actually looks kind of fine. So look at this screw here. Looks like from the Titanic. And here is an opening. Here the water can get in, behind the air filter, gets into the intake, into the engine. This is where I had the problems. And what's best? I found it. I saw it first. I did something. The video would be better just with the mechanics, right? Not with the squeaky German who's so interested in repairing his manual Panamera. I'm so excited. It's so funny. And of course, guys, if you have any tips and tricks and most importantly, experience with the first generation Panamera, please let me know. With these kind of cars, it's very important to find the right balance of what to repair and what to live with. Like I have 2 issues remaining with the car, which are more on a comfort side and not super worth to spend lots of money on it. First, the squeaky front suspension, especially when it's cold. This is a common issue and would require to change and lubricate some bushings, I think. Lots of effort for just a little thing and a car which is getting older day by day. And then the legendary compressor noise of the air conditioning. This is such an annoying issue of a lot of VW cars from 2009, 2010. And only occurs when the aircon is running mildly. So when it's under full load and needs to work hard to get the interior temperature down, then it's silent. It sounds like a bearing or some sort of grinding noise, and it's very loud in the cabin. I know on the facelift Porsche redesigned the air conditioning system. Would be super interesting to know if you had the same issue back in the day and how you fixed it. What I've read many times, just changing the AC compressor was not the solution. Yeah, that's definitely one of the more tricky operations. The rear view mirror came loose. I guess it was through heat. Car stood at 40 degrees at an airport. And this already happened for the second time in 3 years. That's very annoying, because it also houses not only the rear view mirror, but also the rain sensor for the automatic wipers. So even if it's not like exactly perfectly aligned, the automatic wipers won't work properly.